Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dying time has come to the old world. And they are going, it is the home stadium of the Bombastic Betties. And I've got Patches with me here, who's wondering why I'm screaming at this screen. But of course, Patches, if you look at the screen, you'll understand why I, a heterosexual man, am looking at this at the moment. So, there we have our Bombastic Betties, and here we have the Small Minds. It is a team full of small-minded individuals. They are not necessarily all small people, but yeah, each one of them have quite a small mind. This one, his brain is much smaller than even his bombs. This one, I think, his mind is in his stomach. Alright, so we're going to go for the kickoff. Who's going to kick and who is going to receive? Mr. Goblin, coach, or referee? I apparently can't speak today. Alright, looks like the Bombastic Betties are going to be kicking off in their home stadium. They're going to get themselves set up. Alright, looks like, yeah, they sort of adjusted there to have sort of a standard setup. A couple on the sides here with 4 in the back. Oh, no, they're going to put a couple more closer to the center there in case they make a run for it there. They have a little bit of a gap here. There in the small minds, looks like they're just going to have a couple in the backfield there. Going to put tough ones up front, but a little bit back. And there we go. That's your setup. And brilliant coaching. Small minds going to get an extra re-roll. So it's going to work for them, and it's going to work even more for them as there is a touchback. They're going to be able to choose who gets it, which works in their favor because Goblins oftentimes have a little bit of trouble picking that ball up. Alright, so now they have given it to the hopper there, Mr. Longstick, haha, the pogoer. I didn't know that's what you call people grinding a pogo stick. Okay, and their blitz is going to go to the chainsaw man. Going to slice that Amazon in half. Therese the Invoker is knocked out. Well, I guess that's what happens when you're sliced in half. Oh, but they used the apothecary, and now she is merely stunned. That was kind of a liberal use of the apothecary there, because they might need that later. I don't know if that was such a wise decision, but anyway, at least it's going to keep that one in the game. Apparently, they really want to have her there. And now they're just knocking him back throughout the whole place. Spinderella knocking through the center. And gonna knock that one down. And they're gonna keep knocking her around while she's on the ground there. That's not really working in her favor, but here we go. Now the other linemen, the big linemen, are coming forward. The player with the largest mind is moving forward. The guy with the tree. It's a sad saying when your tree man is there, when your tree on your team is the smartest one on your team. And you can see these over here, they're having to duck under. Oh! The Spinderella knocks her out as she tries to get away. She gets tripped on the chain. They were watching Spinderella, watching the chain go by, ducking under it to get away. But as soon as she started moving, she missed where it was and got hit by the big iron ball. Mr. Longstick, haha, going to the side there, taking a chance because he's right there on the side. And now, yeah, the Amazon's getting hit using their dodge ability. They've really been using dodge quite a lot here. She gets knocked back, although she won't have to go out of bounds and get hit by the fans. Stunned, still probably better than she would have gotten if she had been knocked out of bounds. Alright, here goes Spinderella once again. Knocking one of them back and knocking around. That is just abuse there. Alright. The little guy getting behind the tree. And the big guy taking on 2 Amazons at once. I once took on 2 Amazons at once. Oh, that was a good night. Alright. And once again, it's interesting, his choice there. He's a blind date. The Noblers were the... Oh! Agriculture is injured. Okay, you see, that's the reason you don't use your apothecary. I guess it was the... Blitz action once again went to the guy with the chainsaw, and he's just chopping them up, and now you're going to have much more serious things happening to people because the apothecary is not going to be there. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying before. Never mind. Alright, tree's now moving forward, getting right into the middle there. So far has not taken root. Oh yeah, what's been interesting is he's been moving his little snotlings behind some of the big guys. I'm not quite sure what his plan is, if he's going to use them to be thrown, although the ball's pretty far away from them. Alright, Amazonians getting their players over to the correct side of the field where the ball actually is. And blitz action, gets away from the tree, runs around to hit one of the snotlings, one of them that was hiding. And he's going to sidestep into the way. And now she is behind him. Now, you know, they have their heavy blocking there, so she is going to be able to get in behind them. That is good placement for the Amazons. Meanwhile, they're going to try to block them in front, so they're going to keep them stopped out here in the front while hitting in the rear. And another one gets away from the tree. That tree is just too slow to get anybody. Alright, we'll see how the small mines get out of this. Oh, the big guy going in there for a charge. And just merely going to knock him back, so they're going to lose their blitz action, just knocking one of these Amazons back. Now the Hopper is running by her, the Pogor is running midfield, trying to get out of the way of all those Amazonians. He is very vulnerable at the moment. Tree Man's going to go back here to block these, get in their way. And going to bring their Goblin forward to block the Amazons. Chainsaw Warrior is going to get up there to block. He does not have his blitz action this turn. And knocking back another one of those Amazons. Those big guys really, they pop a wallop. And here comes more blockers. Alright, so now Mr. Longstick Haha has some people around him to protect him. Of course, you don't want to go out with your Pogo without protection. That's right. I just said that. Alright, and now he's got some more blockers. We're using the Bomber for that. Bringing a Snotling forward to block on the other way. Now, Snotlings are not exactly very good blockers, but they're at least little mounds to trip on. And here comes a blitz going right after them. He is not screwing around. He's going to go right in there and only gets a pushback. And he doesn't have a... Oh, he's got 4 rerolls. I'm surprised he didn't use one there. But at least knocked the guy back. Maybe he's going to save it for something more severe. And he's going to bring in some more of those. More of the Amazons. Good way to get away from the ball and chain there. And he's going to bring them up here to like create a blocking formation, it looks like. And the Chainsaw Warrior is now on the ground. Lon Chaney is KO'd. He's not just on the ground, he is taken off the field. The Amazons are going to clear away and try to create a whole blockade here for them not to be able to get around. Oh, and they're running out of time. Got to get rid of some more of these Snotlings. And it goes to the small mines. I would say Goblins, but they are a mixed team, and they're just all small little mines. Alright, and now they're going to knock that one out of the way. Oh my god! Alcano Thrasho is dead! See, that's why you save your Apothecary here. This is the one that had gone in for the tackle, had managed to knock him back, but now she is gone. And that's a pretty nasty sound. She was kind of moaning and then a crackling sound like bones breaking. And he goes in for the touchdown! Touchdown, small mines. Mr. Longstick Haha has gotten the ball into there along with his big stick. Riding it like a horse and doing his little celebration as the cheerleaders come out on the field. For some reason, they are women cheerleaders. I'm looking forward to when the Goblin cheerleaders are actually animated and brought into this game. That will be fun. Alright, Chainsaw Warrior can come back into the field, but somehow I don't think they're going to allow him to bring any sharp objects. Spinderella is sent off. Twice, apparently. And Pee Wee Vermin is sent off. I think he's the one with the chainsaw, so that ain't going to happen this time. So now you see one of the halflings is brought into the field, Shorty McLong. And you have Lint Monkey as one of the goblins. The other one is Yummy Pudding Pop. And just all along the field there, their defensive position is just going to be straight up along the front. And while the Amazon is going to be a little more of a complicated look. And here comes the putt. Brilliant coaching. Small Mines gets an extra reroll once again. Oh, goes right into the hands of one of the Amazonians, but then lands really close to the front there. So they're going to be able to go up close to the front. But what can they really do with it at this moment? Oh, one of them's going to try to go by the halfling, and it is hard to see them. Sometimes you just trip right over them. Oh, and it is a turnover. So they barely got up there. Bad game for the Amazonians because they have, once again, just barely gotten up to the front and have not been able to do anything with it yet. So now the big guys are coming in to push through the box. And all the big guys, actually the big guys are just kind of spaced out like a couple of spaces from one another. So they actually, even though this is supposed to be a small team, they really have those big guys covering a large amount of the field. And there goes one of the Snotlings spanking himself. Here comes the halfling to get in behind with the... You know what just occurred to me? They are potheads. See? With the little pots on their heads. They are literally potheads. Well, I have always heard that the best weed is in the Shire, so... Oh, and here comes a foul action. That's the goblin dance there. Lint Monkey is sent off. Apparently they did see him. This is one of the times when the goblins were not able to get away with their cheating ways. And back to the Bombastic Betties. Let's see what they're going to do. You know what? I'm going to speculate here for a second. This is kind of an interesting situation we have here. So, of course, the big guys have stopped them. However, you do have big, empty, open field here. They only have, the goblins only have, or the small mines only have one safety back here. Now, it is the one who got the touchdown before. It is Mr. Longstick. But he has to defend against this and anybody else who goes along this way. So they might be able to set themselves up for a pass and even get a touchdown this half. They still have turn 5, 6, 7, and 8 to go. Now, you do have the halflings here. This is a good strategic point because it's going to be hard for her to break away and get through them. But they might be able to knock them down, and she could run around here, give it to them, and start running down there, or make it around, break around here, and try to get that way. So let's see what she does. This is going to be interesting. Oh, and they try to go out for a pass again, but get tripped, and this time they're finally going to use that reroll. Oh, you know what? The Amazons made the mistake. They should have used these, like I was saying before, they should have used these two players to knock those two halflings out, and then go running out there with the player that's already there, or the player who's already wide open. That was a big mistake to try to run with one of them that was there. And now they're just going to come in, try to take down the ball carrier. They have a couple of chances with the big guys, and of course going to knock her down. So the ball's going to go loose, and they still have time. The small mine still has time to get that ball and run down. Now it's gone in the worst direction it could. Well, I guess it could have gone into her hands right there, but. And now Atena Thrasho is injured, so they're just losing players left and right here. So not only are they losing the initiative, but their players are going down, so this is going to go badly for them. And they're not going to, some of them they're not going to have in the next half. Now let's see if this pothead, just takes her down. Didn't do any injury yet. It's kind of hard for a halfling to injure somebody. They're moving around behind. All right, now for the Bombastic Betties. Things are just getting really dire for them. They really had a good situation there, but they lost it. Oh, and this time they're able to dodge. They're able to get the... Nope, try to pick it up, but there was a very small chance of being able to. Yeah, and there the ball goes dodging it, flying out, jumps, and falls into the area behind one of the big guys. So now goes over to small mines. And this is the way you do it. You use the big guys to knock the opposing players away, then use nimble ones to go in for that ball. Even surround it to make it, more guaranteed they're going to be able to pick it up. And there he goes. Pothead has the ball. And they're going to bring in their Pogor to defend. Tree Man's going to move over to cover these Amazonians. Goes back to the Amazons. What are they going to do to try to get it back? Well, they're kind of impatient there. They're going to just go right to it. Oh, although they're not going to the ball carrier, they're going to knock into the Pogor, one of the defenders, and now they are covering him. And they're getting around him. Oh, and then they're gonna, they are just losing a lot of the Amazons need to recognize they are not as nimble as they think. I think they just think they're much more nimble than they are, so they're just going to try to run away from players who are covering them and get knocked down every time. Tree Man is just like, I'm not going to mess with you even trying to escape from me. I'm just going to knock you down right where you stand. And, got turned over for some reason. I think the small mines, didn't even, because this stunty halfling could have gotten away from there. There must have been some mistake that was made, because it should not have gone back to the Amazons at this point. But maybe they're just having mercy. Haha! Yeah, right, goblins having mercy. Oh, and there's a double knockdown, but at least the ball goes into the air. Oh, into the hands of the other halfling. So, now with him being stinty, he could just simply escape. Oh, and that is the end of the half! That must be why they didn't even try. They probably just sort of thought, well, why even bother? Or small minds probably thought, why even bother? Why take the risk of getting one of my guys knocked down when I'm not going to be able to get there? So, I mean, they were taking some injuries. Now, here's the interesting thing is the goblins have lost a lot of their star cheating players. I mean, their version of star players are cheating players. And so you are left with not their best and brightest. Well, I can't really say best and brightest because none of their players are bright. But, oh, it's a blitz. The small minds get a bonus turn. The luck is just completely going on this side. However, because they had everybody up there along there, they're all covered except for like one or two players. So, this blitz is not going to be quite as good as they would like it to be. But it is more, you know, luck going to them. And they're just charging in there. But they're not going to be able to get to anybody. They're going to try to go right after that ball. And here comes the poker. Mr. Long Stick Haha. Going right for the ball. Right behind all the Bombastic Betties. They're going to go and get that ball. And kicked it up to her hands. She's going to pass it right away. Pass by Tisipia Dirino into the hands of one of the other players. I don't know what her name is, and the cameraman hasn't been following. Here we go. Into the hands of Arsipe Star Reader. And they're going to deal with the other side here. They probably want to get somebody guarding over there, but although they do have these Amazons covering, so maybe they're just going to count on that. Oh, no, there we go. She's going to knock into that one. He's going to sidestep away, but the tattoo is knocked unconscious. The stars! The stars! Now, actually, she's pretty wide. Airship is pretty wide open to the touchdown. I mean, there are some, but a lot of them are covered. I mean, she doesn't really need blockers, it looks like, because if they've got, I mean, she's going to bring one over them, but no, she's actually, the Bombastic Betties are pretty much just counting on the fact that they are protecting them. I mean, it makes sense. The Bombastic Betties themselves have tried to pull away and just been knocked down, and so if they can do the same thing, it might actually work for them. And like there, the Pogoer doesn't necessarily need to tackle her. He can just get to where he is, and the Bombastic Betties have done so badly at pulling away that she might be stopped. Alright, so now just going to knock some of them around. They're not even going to try to break free. It's one thing about having some of these big, strong teams. It's not very agile, so it's going to be hard for them to sort of break free. And here comes a block. The Shorty McLong is dead. No, not Shorty McLong. Oh my god, and they don't have an apothecary to revive him. Get up, Shorty McLong. Get up. Oh, that is just sad. And they have no rerolls, so they couldn't have redone any of that. That's, wow. Going, and on their own turn, on Shorty McLong's own turn. And here comes a blitz to try to get the Pogo off of her. And she does. Knocking the stick. Hit him in the big stick. Yeah, I've been hitting the big stick before in my big stick, and it does not feel good. Oh, and she's not able to get all the way to the field. Arsip gets about halfway there and has to stop. It is a dangerous position because she is right by the sideline, so she could get knocked out of there. It could be pretty bad. And a double knockdown is going to end the turn for the Amazons. She is knocked unconscious, so... But do they have anybody in range? We do have this little one here, which... I guess he could just barely make it. One of the problems for the small minds is that they have their agile and somewhat fast team members who can't really tackle anybody, and they're big, tough ones who just couldn't get away from anybody who's covering them. So really, all you just need to do is cover some of them, and it's hard for them to get to the ball carriers, and that's what the Amazons are really using here. They might get a touchdown as a result of it. Now they're getting their halfling up. He's not going to make his move. He's just going to get up and cover. Okay, here we go. Here's the Snotling. He's going to keep on running. He's going to keep on running. And, okay, he's just going to cover, which is actually a good idea. You don't, the Amazons have had so much trouble this game getting away from players. Try it, rather than going after somebody that's bigger than you, just try to cover them so they get tripped. They use their blitz on someone way in the backfield, the Tessapeel. I know I'm totally mispronouncing it. Man, on to the Amazons. They are going to easily knock aside, well, just sidestep the, but knock down the Snotling there. Blind Date is stunned. That leaves it open for a touchdown, Amazons! At our SIP star reader of the Bombastic Betties. And doing her little dance there. And there it is, they have the cheerleaders actually kind of matching them there. Well, it ties up the score now. Now the Bombastic Betties are on the scoreboard with them. And it's going to go to Small Minds. It's going to be a question now. Can the Small Minds get it down the field? Can the Bombastic Betties get the ball away from them and go in for their own touchdown? Now, Small Minds have lost a lot of players. It doesn't look like they're getting much back. So this is where Small Minds are very strong at the beginning, but as the game goes along, they become weaker and weaker until now. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only 8 players left on the field. Let's see what the Bombastic Betties are doing in terms of setup. It looks like their standard sort of setup, although it's going to be sort of I formation on this side, whereas a little more scattered over there. They got one person back to kick the ball. That's an interesting kind of thing. They had one halfling sort of halfway back the field. Oh, our SIP star reader has an injury. They didn't like that she got a touchdown, so they knocked her out with a rock. Oh, what happened? Oh, was that a touchback? All right, there we go. Gonna once again go into Mr. Longstick. Haha. This is interesting. They left a big gap in the center. I wonder if the player hasn't, he saw one other play where he missed something, and so I wonder if this is something as well where he didn't get something done before his time ran out. And big guy tries to knock a gap, does not succeed, and now that big gap is there during the Amazon team. This is why you do not want to leave a gap thinking, well, it's going to be our turn first. We'll just set up, we'll just move then. No, this is a big opening now that she can use. Yeah, and she's going to go after the guy who left the gap. Now that was a mistake. She could have made it to the ball carrier, knocked him down. Instead, she knocked away the halfling, who really isn't doing anything that important. She is going to bring some from the other side of the field. That was a maneuver I'm not quite sure. There are a couple of decisions the Amazons have made this game that have been a little bit of a question mark here. And yeah, that one right there could have been going in for tackle on the ball carrier. It might be these players are a little distracted with something as they're playing. But anyway, all right. So now Small Minds are going to get up, start punching through that side. They have turns 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 to make it that far. Make it about halfway down the field, and now the Pogor is doing just that. Actually, he's going to hop to the other side of the field where he's got some other blockers to defend himself here. So he's going to sort of zigzag. Oh, but he counted on that guy who's now boneheaded. On what is Jenny Craig? Jenny Craig is boneheaded, so he cannot get there to defend. Oh, and the tree gets tripped over, almost falls on his own guy there. He was trying to knock down the Amazon, but got beaten in his own game, and now they go to tackle the ball carrier. It's going to, well, he is dodged, so they're merely going to knock him back, but they now have him covered. By the way, I'm assuming it's a him. I guess it is called Mr. Longstick, so yeah, that'd be a him. It's a mister. And here comes the Amazons running over there to try to cover him, although he could, if he gets away, he could just zip down to the right, just takes one extra space. Actually, not even one extra space, he could just go like that. But at least this is closer than that, so. And bringing over some more. Gonna put another one by Mr. Longstick, to keep him from going anywhere. Man, all these Amazonians are running over to the guy with the big stick. I mean, can you blame them? I mean, just look at that stick. Alright, well, and they once again try to go with Jenny Craig, but she is just too boneheaded. And the other one, big, ugly, and dumb, lives up to his name. Oh, I see. That wasn't Jenny Craig before. Alright, Jenny Craig is now going in. And the dodge, actually just about everybody here has dodge, so that die is not going to take the Amazonian down. But the stunty Mr. Longstick, is going to make his way down the field. He is still in range of them. Whoa, and it went to the Bombastic Betties. What happened to the rest of their turn? I think that was there probably was some kind of mistake once again. Maybe ending the turn too soon, or maybe this is just overconfidence. But now the Bombastic Betties are going to go knocking down some of these other players. Yummy Pudding Potty Pop, I'll call him Potty Pop from now on, is injured. And now here for the blitz, going down on the stick. And she has block that manages to break it free. She goes in for the ball and picks it up. The Amazonians have the ball now. Bombastic Betties have the ball. They're going to take it down their way. They now have 3 turns to get it down the field. Bombastic Betties, for all their faults this turn, including this one, all the problems and being unable to get away from the other field, from the people covering them and everything, they actually could win this. Mr. Longstick Haha is going to try to stop them. Just stop her. And now they've taken... Oh, actually, yeah, there we go. Okay, it looked like... Yep, the tree took root. Woody Barrelson has taken root. Will not be moving anywhere, but at least he's in the way of the ball carrier. Sounds like somebody found that knock really funny. Therese the Invoker did not invoke anybody to save her ass there. And the small mind troll, really stupid, is not going to be going anywhere. You just cannot count on a troll these days. I tell you, these millennial trolls, they'll just do whatever they want. And they're having a lot of confidence. They're not even bothering to go down after the carrier. They're just kind of knocking around whoever's in front of them. This may be their undoing. If this Amazonian can get away now, actually, she needs to use... Oh, no, she just went and run. I was going to say she should have used that one to knock him down and take a run, but she's instead going to use that one for a blocker. Now those little guys are hard to... Now okay, they're going to use their blitz on the Nobler once again, and merely knock him back. Oh! And tried to get away, but they could not. So now, once again, she is out there in the open. They keep making these sounds as they're lying there that it's just really hard for a guy like this. Alright. Now, the Troll's going to go in using their blitz action after this. She probably just did not have enough to go after the runner. Although they probably should have used it on Mr. Longstick Haha. Although he may not be strong enough to go after this one, especially with one of their blockers there to help her. Oh, but they are going to go up and foul. That's what the small minds like to do. Bully people on the ground. Alright, so they feel like they've done enough. Gonna go back to the Amazonians. Alright, now this time... Oh, the blitz is gonna go after this one. Alright. She's gonna clear the way, at least a little bit. She's still being covered, but dodged away and making a run for it. That is Acantha Antibright. Being a blitzer with the dodge, but I thought she had the dodge. Oh yeah, she has dodge. Okay, dodge and block. Alright. Oh, okay, I was wondering why they're running so many people down the field. Oh, but it is their last turn, so they're just going to kind of jog, take a little bit of a jog here. She ran up there to the open. She is in the open. She could make it to the end zone, but there is no more time left in the game. And so it ends on a tie of 1-1. Little Monkey, or Lint Monkey, is the MVP for the Goblin player, or for the Small Minds, which I do not understand at all. I do not understand why they have, or how they choose their MVP, because we didn't really even hear from Lint Monkey. I mean, he did block, and that's important, but... And then Atana Thraso, we did see her a couple of times go in there, but not really. I mean, she even got injured out of it, so I do not understand. They both suffered a loss or a death. He, of course, got 4 expulsions, but that always happens with small minds. And there you can see all of the statistics. And the SPP, let's see, okay, so Lint Monkey got 5. I do not understand. He must have tripped people or something like that as they were going by or something, because we really didn't see much. Woody Barrelson, the tree guy, I guess they just didn't have the dramatic plays, but maybe they just did small little things. Internet Troller, the troll, and Mr. Longstick Haha. Now that makes sense. That's, he of course got the touchdown. Thraso got the most. Oredo Seleno, they sound like they're from Italy. Acantha Antibro. Now, we did see something from her. Arsip Star Reader, of course, she got the touchdown, and one from Disapil Duran. Now, the one who died actually probably would have gotten some as well, but because she was sort of doing a few things around the field, but she didn't live to enjoy it. So there we go. Those are all your results. That is the end of the game. That's your score. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to subscribe to see more. Watch some of the rest of the videos as they come out. The season will continue. Thanks all for watching, and happy gaming, everybody.